Hello, it's me, the artist CK, here to give you my version of some kind of critique mixed with social commentary that I claim not to have or be interested in. So, here we go. This right here is a little ditty that I call Pocket Apocalypse. It's another in the series of colored pencil drawings that I've been doing around some poignantly emphatic pictures that I found in some old books laying around in a box somewhere. So, technique. Well, I did gonna say something about technique. I'm just really getting into colored pencils, you know. I never really got into colored pencils before. You know, acrylics and pastels were my love for a while, and then collage, and now suddenly colored pencils. And I never truly realized the potential of them before. I kind of thought they were just like one color laid down, slapped down sort of deal, but I've come to realize now that when you get the good ones, they're really quite blendable, almost to the degree of pastels, and that a lot of fine layering and shading stuff goes on, and it slows me down in my head, which is a good thing. And the whole thing of putting down and blurring and obscuring, and even to the point of like defacing, scraping, almost gouging out, especially like you can't see it, but in areas like this one, there's a lot of gouging out that I actually did with an X-Acto knife, and that, it seems, is an art in and of itself, depending on the paper, I guess, to be able to pull off blur and merge without producing holes in the paper, which I've done on occasion, but they haven't been very noticeable. Quick rundown. Traffic light, Jesus, chimpanzees, some kind of bird, nuclear explosion, Earth, dice, DNA, rubber duckies, columns, cubes. This pipe is an homage to La Lune, for those of you who are artistically literate. The aqueducts, some kind of crowd control, a city, a spacesuited gentleman, and a bunch of hoops featuring a bass emerging from one of them, and the quintessential goldfish. One of the things I noticed about this is that despite it I got it chock full of what I think are little resonant images, but it occurred to me when I was trying to think about what to say that really maybe the main speaker in this piece is probably space, or better yet, maybe perspective. Without the expanse of it, I don't think that any of these things would mean, so I really kind of come to the conclusion that that's the most important part. So, we're in the station, and we're on the way to the train, and we're late. Very late. Maybe almost to the point of apocalypse, hence the Jesus, and the atomic blast, the planet Earth, and the God does not play dice with the universe, Las Vegas Gambit dice. I just find these kind of like fairy tales. If I could write an Aesop's fable, this is what it would look like. and I wouldn't spell out the message directly, but to create a sense of immediacy, a sense of urgency, is really all the aim, you know. So here's the other things that I was going to say. Truly, I'm amazed at myself for even being able to do, to whatever degree they're done, these recognizable pictorial elements, because quite frankly, at no time in the past has it ever interested me in the slightest. I've been an abstractionist, a P&D kind of spray it, like you say it, and do it, let it all hang out. Color, brush, bold, sweep, swoosh, swipe, kind of painterly painter. And I didn't have any interest in narrative whatsoever. I figured if you were looking at it and you were someone who was interested enough, you could make up your own if you so chose to. But so here's what I was thinking. I'm getting this is my middle-aged frustration, but I'm frustrated with art because what I see is like, wow, we did the latest techno gizmo, or in the case of Berks County, where I'm from, the ever-present, undying, living dead, Night of the Living Dead, watercolor society. Blah, that's what I think of it. And it's all nice and fine, but I don't know. It seems like everybody's caught up in gimmick, the past, or some nostalgia that they have for representation, and I still keep trying to assert, wherever possible, that representation has been stripped clean, rendered, blendered, minced, diced, sliced, and made irrelevant in our world simply because of glut and the huge preponderance, overwhelming 24/7 stream of influence. Most of it pictorial, and the other half of it is lingual. But I'm going to let that alone for right now. So, while I was thinking about this, I thought, well, you know, to what degree is art supposed to represent so that I can see that's a monkey and these are supposed to be clouds? And to what degree should it be a coalition to speak more directly to the soul, which is what I'm actually interested in? And when I was pondering these thoughts, it came to me that representation isn't the object. Representation is always a matter of degree throughout the spectrum of the arts. So it isn't the end, an aim, something attainable, or the object of it. Representation is the filter that we have to work through, but it's not the end. And in this sense, I suddenly realized that I never thought much about it in the past, and it frankly kind of bored me when I'd go into a gallery and there'd be an index card with instructions to do this, to do that, fold here, da-da-da, and that would be the piece, and there was no object d'art there. In this sense, I think the purely conceptual artists, they got it right on that account about the matter of representation. See, now color represents, and I really like the colors of this. I think they work well with the space, and if I could think about it on a literal level, I would tell you that that's what I was doing all along, even though most of this, as it came out, was wholly instinctual, and I'm totally okay with that. And if it looks reasoned and thought and well done, so much the better. Now the other thing, Dada. This here is an homage to my first loves, the Dadaists. I loved them because I wanted to be a rebel. But I suddenly came back to terms with them. I've always been that way, but never has the time been more riper for a setting of some sort in the art world and in the thought world, because they came to destroy the mold.